What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another late night in the BrewLab with me, Lone Fox, your Brewmaster-in-Chief. And tonight, in the BrewLab, I'm coming at you with a Dimir mill deck. That's the only way we can call this. It's a Dimir mill deck with, of course, Jace and Breach the Multiverse, but there's a sweet new card, not that new, but one that not everybody's putting in their mill decks, and a cool little combo also available in the middle, so I honestly cannot wait to show you. So without further ado, let's jump into tonight's brew, simply called the Terisian Breach, and that is because we're playing a full playset of the Terisian Mindbreaker. So it's a mill deck, right? We've got the Jace, we've got the Breach. We've already seen versions of this. I played the Esper mill on the channel not so long ago. That did amazingly well and is now a deck that we see a lot of on the ladder on a regular basis. And I do not want to take full credit for that, of course, with my tiny little following, but I definitely put up my Breach mill deck before many of the other content creators, and you know, sometimes I feel a bit proud when I like catch a certain archetype like coming before others. And yeah, it's definitely a force in the meta. Like right now, when you're playing against control, most of the time the win con is Jace plus Breach in some way, shape, or form. This is trying to do the very same thing, but I've got some sweet other interactions and alternate win cons. So obviously removal, we need some. There's plenty of aggro decks. So 3 cut downs, 3 go for the throats, 2 Sheoldred's Edicts has been kind of my go-to. And then when you couple that with Grixis command to do some sweeping, fairly enough. I've been finding even against the most aggressive mono red starts, if I can just survive until I get a Grixis command down, then life is good. But what we're really trying to do in this deck is put all of the emphasis on Terisian Mindbreaker here, which is an incredible card. The reasons for this are many. Reason number one is it's got Unearth, and when you read the Unearth mechanic, it's return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You're not, you may cast this card from your graveyard or something. So it's not being cast, which means it cannot be countered. So in the control matchup, of which lately there have been many, I can just, you know, unearth the Terisian Mindbreaker and they can't counter that. And then if the they have their Wandering Emperor, doesn't matter, because all that matters is that he attacks. When it attacks, you mill half their library rounded up. So that just gets half of the job done in one fell swoop, and we can have this happening as early as turn 4 with the line I'm about to go through. So turn 1, cut down something or whatever, play a land. Turn 2, play a land, say go. Opponent's end step, we cast Tainted Indulgence. Draw 2, then discard a card. So we draw 2, then discard the Mindbreaker. On turn 3, you play your Invasion of Amonkhet, which also continues to further the mill plan. The opponent's mills 3 cards, and you get them to discard a card, you get to draw a card. So just in general, like, the front side is amazing. On turn 4, you know, and these are both ways in which we can get the Mindbreaker. Like, if we didn't have a Mindbreaker in hand, or, you know, when you draw the 2, sometimes you don't have it in hand, but you're hoping to, out of the 2 that you draw, one of them is the Mindbreaker so that you can discard that. But if you don't get to discard it off of the Indulgence, then maybe you will mill it off of the Amonkhet. The point is we're trying to get it into the graveyard before turn 4, because then on turn 4, you unearth it, swing. Not only will you maybe be getting in for 6 damage, which is pretty bonkers anyway, but you also mill half their library. Then we're off to the races. We can do the rest of the plan, which is play your Jace, do a minus, and then find your Breach, cast your Breach, and then find your Jace again, and do, you know, we've all seen that, where in a single turn you can mill them for 4 T cards with Breach and Jace. So double Jace and Breach. That usually just seals the deal. But if that whole thing doesn't quite pan out, we can also just start doing some, you know, yoinking shenanigans, where maybe off of the Invasion of Amonkhet, the opponent mills a Traxa or an Itali or whatever other nice creature that you want. Then we've got a full playset of Render Inert in the deck, which can remove all of the defense counters from Invasion of Amonkhet, and we get the Lazotep Convert, which can copy any creature in a graveyard. So yeah, I mean, that can either be you know, if they have no creatures, we can just copy our Terisian Mindbreaker or copy one of our Sheoldreds, or again, one of their nice cards. And then, yeah, other cards that I haven't touched upon are just the Sheoldreds, which earlier versions of the deck did not have in, and I ended up having to put because it's just nice to have two big, hard to remove bodies against aggro that can just, you know, one can gain you some life. I particularly love having Sheoldred in play and -2ing the Jace and drawing 3 cards and gaining 2, 4, 6 life. Really nice. Also just something onto which you can put the 2+1/+1 counters and lifelink from Grixis command onto, you know, previous versions of the decks were needing to run Grixis command because it's the only decent black sweeper, but didn't have any creatures upon to which you can put the +2/+2 and lifelink, and it just felt bad not being able to, you know, use that mode to its full extent. So yeah, these two have just been amazing. And of course, Sheoldred, 5 mana, the backside, the True Scriptures, is a win con in and of itself, and also furthers your mill plan. The second chapter there forces the opponent to discard 3 and mill 3, so just ridiculous. You know, it's always going to be flippable because you've been milling them, and then you play a Sheoldred, or maybe you hit one off of your breaches, and now it's, of course, the opponent's going to have more than 8 cards in graveyard, so you can flip it to the True Scriptures almost every game, no problemos. And that is the deck. I've done enough rambling. I don't want to risk going too long with this introduction. I think we all know what the game plan here is. We've got great mana in Dimir colors, so shouldn't be a problem. Let's jump right into some games and see how it performs. I was testing out a Azorius version. Surprisingly, the Dimir one is just lining up better in the meta, even though the Selesnya, I mean the Azorius version gets to have a bit more enchantment hate. Somehow I just was losing a lot more with the Azorius version. We'll probably append a few matches with it towards the end of the video, just so I can show you, you know, basically you just take Esper Mill and break it into 2 decks, and you get Dimir and Azorius, right? It's the only other color combinations that you can come up with. I mean, of course, you could also do Orzhov, but then you can't play Jace. On the play, Shelly, removal, Jace. What's there not to like? Another day, another mono red opponent. Just 100 matches a day against the same old stinky deck. Non-freaking stop. At least we got Sheoldred. So far, I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, and you didn't even have your second red card? And what? We're on turn 3 and I'm still on 20 life?
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts. I know where to find.
Hello, Breach. Now he'll just play some hasty creature and kill Jace, and I don't mind, because I just wanted to draw a card there. Well, he has to decide. Maybe if he doesn't... Yeah, okay. Again, like, was okay with losing the 2 life from paying the Phyrexian mana, because most probably the opponent is going to want to... Yeah, okay. He's going to want to attack to the Jace and not me. Hello. My name's Sheoldred. Good luck getting around that with your lightning strikes. I could hear his groan through the interwebs, just like, ugh, Sheoldred, the one card I didn't want to see. Now they gotta bait you into attacking and then holding up lightning strike, and of course you don't block. Unless he taps out for... Oh, wow. Perfect. Use up all those burn spells, mate. There we go. That's 5 damage that should have, you know, gone in my face. Come on. What's the thing here? 2 or more. We've got 2 basics, so the Furnace Punisher does nothing. And now you've used the mana that you could have activated a Foundry with. At least we got Breach mana, but top decking a land there was not what I wanted to see. Still, I think we're okay. We can, what, like, snag something nice off of them. The only issue playing this deck against Mono Red is that they often have squee, and then you mill their squee, and it just basically helps you, you know, helps them get their squee plan on the road a lot sooner than you'd hope. Okay. Let's go. Hopefully there's no squeeze, because we're seeing the Furnace Punisher being chosen instead on the 3-drop slot. Sure. This way we can block the Foundry with his Furnace Punisher, and his Furnace Punisher does nothing from a +1, and then we can line up for Mindbreaker into -5 or whatever we get to do next turn, and that should close the deal. Oh, come on. He's probably just praying for top deck city, but I don't know what you could possibly want that'll get you out of this mess. What did we mill there? Okay, he's invasions. Slightly different take on Mono Red. Bye-bye now. Off you go, my dear friend. Yeah, I was in testing, lost just 1 match to Mono Red with this deck. Just 1 out of a few. I can't remember how many. And it was the guys playing, you know, in the key moment, I breached them and they busted out the squee. You know, I milled like 3 of their squees, and now their whole library, I mean their whole graveyard's full of cards they can exile to squee, and they were able to hit, you know, get in there. It was a very disappointing defeat, unfortunately, but you know, if you didn't know already and you're not playing squee in your Mono Red deck, it's obviously very good against mill, because it just does it all for you. Very nice hand. Looking like control though. Okay, so probably Esper mill. And we've got the Dimir mill. Who's gonna come out on top? I'm gonna try and start pulling some counter spells out of their hand. Ah, okay, so maybe it's actually the wow. Mind Splice apparatus.
Phyrexia showed me the truth. Flesh will always lose. Retreat if I will shatter your mind.
Oh, thanks. You just did my job for me. So nice when you do my job for me. Now, the question is, Okay, he has no creatures, so we do. Aha. There's your one breach. There's your second breach. Ah. Cool. What have we got in the yard? Well, it's worth a try. Yay! So wait. Let's draw 3 here. No, let's just mill him.
Your victory. Surrender every last thought to Phyrexia.
Cool. Can just play 5 mana Sheoldred into that. Who's the superior mill deck now? Imagine not playing the Mindbreaker. These mill opponents. Sorry. Just love it when they, like, you know, again, similar to the Squee that I was just talking about. Like, he milled that Mindbreaker for me. It's just like, mwah, thank you. On to match number 3. Gonna be a shorter video again tonight, guys. I'm sorry. Having some trouble finding time to, like... I'm recording this at a weird time of the night when I still have to go and do some of my shift at the restaurant. And I've got a few big bookings. This is why I'm in my smart shirt. I mean, I'm always in my smart shirt, but usually it's all sweaty after my shift. Tonight, after my shift, I've got... Ooh, okay. I play Harry a lot. Again, this is so nice, like, getting into Mythic. I don't know, just a lot of, like, familiar faces. Aha! Grixis? Oh, yes. I think he was playing Reanimation. Okay. Now it would just be Fable, you know, every time, but I guess he's holding up a counter spell. Okay. Oh, no. Huh, what a terrible mill. Didn't want to see the breach go that way, unfortunately. I would... It was the next card. Imagine we'd milled that. We even had the mana to do it. Oh, well. C'est la vie. Oh, golly. Yeah, we did. Yeah, terrible hand. Like, none of the spot removal that we needed for this matchup. We go to 1. And now we need a land off the top, or we did. We did anyway. Because Grixis command, there we go, and we got the wrong land. Grixis command is good, but it's not amazing, right? Like, it's not always a sweeper. In that case, we would have just been able to pick off 1 creature, and it wasn't going to be enough. And not finding any of our cut downs, any of our go for the throats, any of our Sheoldred's edicts just means yeah, we couldn't keep up with just simple 2-drops. Well, simple. Very strong 2-drops with 3 power that the Grixis midrange opponent was deploying. The deck obviously still slaps, but I just feel like in best of 1, without like duresses and other like hand hate options, it'll just fall to Selesnya like right now without Invoke Despair to at least pick off the odd enchantment. It'll just the Selesnya will just destroy them. Ossification on the Sheoldred, whatever the case might be, and then they just have no way of killing those enchantments at all in those colors. Yes, there's some really bad cards that you wouldn't want to play in your Grixis deck that in black that can kill the odd enchantment, but it doesn't happen very often. Okay, looking like ramp. Okay, more like Esper Legends now. Or maybe just Breach again. Wow. Just mirror after mirror. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine that, like, I never ever run into this ever, and then you're playing this deck and then that's what the shuffler just decides to do. I mean, the matchmaker, it's a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. Like, there's definitely something up there. There's no way. Like, I haven't once played this deck. Yesterday I was playing aggro decks, didn't see this once. Okay. If you're gonna do that, then what else? I'll start the mill train as well. It's probably just got a counterspell. Oh wow.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts. In time, all will witness Phyrexia's truth. All your hopes and dreams were for nothing.
We're just gonna lose to a Mindbreakers. Like, he'll just do one, and then he'll do another one, and he'll do another one, and we have no graveyard hate. Except we've got some of our own! And our mill train got started sooner. I think we're gonna lose. Right? I mean, the only way we win is if we find Jace next turn. No Mindbreaker, huh? Well, it's not counterable, so let's go for it. Fine. Totally okay with that. Now keep drawing. How many counterspells have we seen? Make disappear, negate. It's another negate, make disappear. I mean, like, it gets to the point where we just have to risk it. Deep thoughts from the opponent. Nice deck. I was running this. Like, I just ended up getting more wins out of my, okay, well, guys. He's got it. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, he's digging for that counter spell. Didn't find it. Yeah, boy. That's 2 mirrors down. Whatever. I complain about this too much. I need to just watch myself that I don't sound like the gigantic pile of salty lone fox coming at you with double salt-based sprinkles every single video. But, like, you play mill, you end up playing against mill. It's a bit weird how I made this deck more to prey on aggro, little, like, Selesnya guys. I was hoping to, like, showcase how this would beat those decks. And in testing, I did. I'll jump into some stats at the end of the video for you guys. But, yeah, just, like, suddenly, as soon as I'm playing this deck, we end up playing other people that are trying to do the same thing. I haven't seen anybody playing Terisian Mindbreaker at all, and now, like, the last match was, also had 4 of them in his deck. I just find those things a little bit suspicious, but hey. I don't know if this is a mulligan, honestly. Okay. Yeah, we got the indulgence. So let's see if he taps out here for any reason. Okay, let's see if it gets counted. Nice. Just have to let a friend know that I'm busy. Okay, not exactly what I initially thought, so it's not another mill deck. At least there's that.
There are many secrets I don't know, but not for long. Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
I wish this was untapped. Okay, that's cool. At least we get to do this again. More mill. Nice. We need a 3rd blue source, though, to do the thing. Okay. This is masquerading as some sort of Legends deck, like probably just Dimir Legends.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Land is good. And also 3rd source, you know? So, do we just slam a Shelly and hold on to our horses? No, I think I'm gonna go like this. It's okay for him to get that stuff back to his hand. First of all, go for the throat doesn't kill the Mind Breach. Perfect. Now we get a free... Ah, oh, thanks, mate. It's just what I wanted. And we can attack our own invasion with the Terisian Mindbreaker. and we'll grab our other Sheoldred, which will force him to sack the Kaito. Oh wait, we don't have it yet. Oh, we took it back to hand. Oh, whatever. Whatever. Alright guys, I think 30 minutes in, we've done the thing. We got one defeat in. Otherwise, very good performance so far. I'm super happy with this deck. It's really strong. Honestly, you could... look, what I'm going to do now is show you an alternate version that isn't running the Amonkhet, Lazotep, and things. So I was toying with one of these two versions to bring you guys tonight, and I ended up settling on this one. But Final Breach here is also not a bad way to go about it. I'm just going to quickly show you so you get your creative juices a-flowing. But we'll keep this version for another video. So going again for the Mind Splice plan. So we've got the whole Mind Splice package, Scrutiny, March, Syncopate, all these good X cards. But we also get to play a sneaky one of Invasion of Amonkhet, which allows a little wish board here with some freaking great hits. You know, furthering the mill plan with Cut Your Losses, or you know, being able to bring back some stuff with another Witness the Future, even though we've already got two in the main. You know, and see, none of those 3 drops from the previous version. This time we're going for Khan Silex and the Celestis and Witness the Future. And then a sneaky one of Hercule's Final Meditation, hence the name. Really nice, this one as well, but I don't know, just ended up, for whatever reason, getting better win rates with the other one. Was probably just a bit of variance. This also very, very strong. Highly recommend. So there we go. Feasted your eyes on V2. But what I did promise we would append some footage at the end of the video with the Azorius version. So we'll just do one match with Azorius and see how it ends up going. Like you can tell, again, with the Mindbreaker, this was the theme for tonight. Trying to discard it on turn 2 with a card that can do that. Since we're not playing Dimir, we don't have the Tainted Indulgence. We're going with the Faithful Mending, which is great because it also gains you 2 life, but it's draw 2 then discard 2. It's definitely, like, I don't know, this perfect balancing that Wizards often gets very right. Like, in this color combination, it will make sense that you're gaining life, but, you know, it can't just be draw 2, discard 1, then it's card advantage. This is just more like filtering, so different upsides, different downsides. The flashback is definitely an upside. Great card. And that's going to help us do the thing again, where we discard the Mindbreaker and try to mill the opponent. Except this time without the Breach and the Amonkhet, these are the only 2 cards that are really doing the milling. So we need more control elements to survive until we get to that point. So we've got plenty of removal, some counter spells, card draw, you know, March, Destroy Evil against the Selesnya Enchantments matchup, as well as Temporary Lockdown, really good against Selesnya Enchantments. Also, now that we're not playing Bankbusters in this type of deck anymore, Temporary Lockdown has just gotten way better, because we don't, you know, we don't have any 2-mana permanents that can get exiled, so we're just getting rid of the opponent's ossifications, Camis of Transience, you know, Generous Visitors. The list goes on and on. Like, this is great, 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 great against Selesnya Enchantments. And then we've got Sunfall as well, just to back things up in case we don't exile everything. This is great against any kind of creature deck. This sweeper is just ridiculous. I hope we can all agree on that. And we're gaining some life with Union of the Third Path. So between, you know, the card draw / filtering that we're doing with Faithful Mending, Silver Scrutiny, Union of the Third Path, there's plenty of card draw, and we can also draw some cards occasionally with Jace's -2. So all in all, this one, it, like, looks great on paper, especially for those of you who are more like Azorius purists. Like, this is a great brew. And yeah, let's see if we can't snag a victory for the final match of the night. And then we'll jump into some stats and then some final thoughts. So we did Terisian Breach. Now we're just breaking minds. Final Breach, also really cool. Like, also that Arcavios battle. Gets one's juices a-flowing. Oh, it does. I definitely want to try Raistlin? Definitely want to try a more focused in on that invasion deck. Seems pretty good. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, never mind. I do not think that that's going to be Selesnya enchantments. Maybe just, okay. Just, I have no idea. Bant shenanigans. Oh ho! It ain't Virtuoso. Come on, give me those guys off the top right now, please. Maybe he's even got counter magic. That's cool though, because then he taps out, and maybe we find a way to kill the Virtuoso off the top. Of course not. Now we're holding up Dissipate for the inevitable whatever it is that he wants to target the Virtuoso with. You got another negate? If so, congratulations. Whew. He still gets the connive, which is pretty gnarly. Like, I haven't revisited this yet because I don't feel there's been enough new cards from the new set. You know, namely Aftermath, because we did already a Virtuoso brew when Mom had come out. This card is still just wow. Like, I'm surprised less people are playing it. It isn't super easy to play, but it's strong. Okay, now we need to counter again, probably, and then hope he doesn't have negate for the Sunfall. Okay, options. Yes! No counter spell. Off you go. Very nice. We just get the snap concede because he lost his dude. Where are my Mindbreakers at, huh? Oh, there's Jace. Jace, be good. Also, Union. Ooh. Just... Please negate this, so that you don't have negate for Jace. Yes. Yes.
For the sake of Phyrexia, I will keep no secret escapes my grasp.
Good of you to stop by. It's been waiting for you. I love that you can do this. You know, it's like having haste in your... Do what you want. The trigger's already on the stack. That's all he's in here to do.
I will one thread, and your entire mind unravels.
Your entire mind unravels.
You're welcome to concede at any point. We've also got Devious cover up here. whatever. Good idea to play some counter spells in that deck, but it's probably taking away from your overall plan.
Is wasted. You cannot win. The knowledge will all your hopes
Down to 2, down to 1.
nothing.
I'm flabbergasted how easy the wins are with this freaking mill plan. Just wow, like. Hoping he has like Takesia. Okay. Wait. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a night. Fantastic victories. I, for one, am very happy. We've also arrived nice and neatly at the 40-odd minute mark, which is where I like to end things. Let's see if we've got enough stats on Untapped to actually show some of this to you guys. Profile. Seven for 2 with the Dimir version. 9 for 6 with the Selesnya version. I mean, with the Azorius version, which is why I ended up showing you the Dimir one over the other one. I think it's the better one, but at least you got to see a bit of both. So kind of a take on an episode of Brewing With, and the card we were brewing with was definitely the Terisian Mindbreaker. But yeah, voila! Feast your eyes on that set of delightful victories. I think that's good enough for me to say double thumbs up, BrewLab stamp of approval. Dimir is in a good place. We've got many ways of playing it. The mill plan here, very nice, and definitely Invasion of Amonkhet, one of the better invasions from March of the Machine. Like, uncommon on top of it, so easy craft. I highly recommend if you've got some wildcards that are, you know, itching in your back pocket and you want to brew up something fresh and different and you haven't played much control and whatnot, then this, like I said, gets my stamp of approval. Jumping back into the deck, no final thoughts. I think I've gone over everything. Just really the last thing I'll leave you with again is whether the other version without Render Inert and Invasion of Amonkhet, and then therefore having more space for interaction and whatnot, is that better? Is like sacrificing a total of 8 slots in your 3-mana place here? You know, is this worth it? I think so, because of all the weird shenanigans that this can lead to. We didn't get to copy any Italis or Atraxas, but you know, we got to copy some Sheoldreds and other things, and it's just nice. But it is a lot of cards. We could definitely cut these and play the other version, and I would love to see the win rates with that one. I just hadn't had enough time to test it out. But that is going to be it for tonight's gameplay footage. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. I will be seeing you all in the next one with another fresh brew. And until then, this is Lone Fox from the BrewLab, signing out. Peace, y'all.